You don't get to wander through today and hope it turns out well. You don't get to stroll into your life like a tourist and expect champion results. You are either going to charge this day, or you are going to repeat every pattern that has kept you stuck. There is no neutral. Charge the day means you move with purpose from the moment you wake up. Not quitting on command means your feelings don't get a vote. Your excuses don't get a vote. Your boredom doesn't get a vote. You decide the mission, and you stick to it until it's done. That's the standard now. You know what quitting on command looks like because you've lived it. You start something, you feel a little discomfort, a little friction, a little resistance. And that's the moment the inner voice shows up. I'm tired. This is too much. I'll continue tomorrow. That voice has been giving commands for years, and you've obeyed it like a loyal soldier. Every time you bowed to that voice, you trained yourself to stop. You wired quitting into your reflexes. That is why some days it feels impossible to stay consistent, because your nervous system is used to folding the second effort gets heavy. Today, that changes. Today, the chain of command changes. From now on, your actions obey your standards, not your emotions. Quitting is no longer a reflex. It's a betrayal. When you say you'll do something, that is now a contract. Not a suggestion, not a wish, not a, we'll see how I feel later. A contract. You wake up, you set the target, and you charge the day like a debt collector. You are here to collect effort from yourself, not negotiate with weakness. Charging the day starts with killing the slow start. No drifting, no mindless scrolling, no half-awake wandering through your morning. The second you are up, the clock is running, and you treat that time like it matters. Because it does. The first decisions you make either put you in motion, or they put you in chains. You either choose action, or you choose delay. And delay is just quitting disguised in polite language. You have to be honest about your patterns. How many times did you say you were going to start working out, and then miss just one day? That turned into weeks. How many times did you say you would work on your project for an hour, and then let one distraction, one message, one call, completely derail you? How many times did you start the day with good intentions, and then watch them evaporate because you let your mood dictate your effort? This is the raw truth. You've allowed quitting to be an acceptable option. That's why it keeps happening. Listen to me very carefully right now. Your life changes when quitting stops being an option. Not reduced, not minimized, eliminated. When the moment of decision comes, when you are tired, when the work feels boring, when you feel overwhelmed, you do not ask, do I want to continue? You ask, who am I? And the answer is not in your head. It's in your next action. Champions don't feel courageous every second. They just refuse to give the stop command any power. They keep moving, even when every cell is screaming for an exit. Charging the day means you build momentum early, and you protect it like it's your lifeline. You attack the highest priority task when your mind is sharp. You get your body moving, even if it's just walking, training, sweating, because motion crushes stagnation. You don't say, I'll warm up and see. You say, I'm in. I'm doing this. I'll adjust on the move. That attitude alone separates you from the mass of people waiting for perfect conditions. And you must expect the 40% ambush. It always comes. You start the work, you make progress, and then, right around the middle, something changes. The excitement fades, the grind shows up. Your brain starts whispering, you've done enough for today, slow down. This is the point where most people quietly quit. They don't call it quitting, they call it resting, being realistic, listening to their body. Not burning out, but what they're really doing is obeying the old command. Stop when it gets uncomfortable. This is exactly where you flip the script. When that moment hits, you push harder, not softer. You add 10 more minutes. You finish the extra set. You write a few more lines. You take a few more steps. You show your own mind that the command to quit is no longer in charge. You're rewiring yourself. You are teaching your brain that we keep going is the new rule. That's how discipline becomes identity, not just a word you like to hear. Not quitting on command also means you stop searching for emotional permission to do what you already know is right. You don't need to feel inspired to work. You don't need to feel brave to move. You don't need to feel confident to build. Your feelings are weather. Your decisions are architecture. The weather can change 10 times a day, but the building stands because it was designed to withstand storms. That's how your standards must be, built to hold, regardless of mood. You've got to become dangerous to your own excuses. The second you catch yourself saying later, you attack now. The second you hear I can't, you respond, watch me. The second, I'm tired, shows up. You give yourself a clear test. Am I truly at my limit or just uncomfortable? 90% of the time you'll realize you're just soft, and that awareness is fuel. Use it. Push. Lean in. Prove to yourself that you're done being controlled by that fragile version of you. Charging the day doesn't mean you never rest. It means you earn rest. Rest becomes the reward, not the default. You don't collapse into the couch because you're bored. You sit down at the end of the day knowing you actually emptied the tank. That feeling, when you know you showed up, you executed, you didn't quit, is better than any lazy comfort. That feeling builds a spine. It builds pride. It builds belief. It makes you look in the mirror and finally respect the person staring back. You want results? Then you have to live like someone who can handle the weight of results. More money, more success, more opportunity, more recognition. All of that comes with pressure. If you are folding under the small daily pressure of sticking to your own plan, how will you handle bigger pressure? That's why this matters. Every time you charge the day and refuse to quit, you're upgrading your capacity. You're training for the life you say you want. So here is the line you must live by. Today is not a rehearsal. There is no next time for today. You either charge it or you waste it. You either move or you sink. You either obey your mission or you obey your weakness. You want to stop feeling like you're behind in life? Start by refusing to quit in the middle of the day. Finish what you start. Do what you said you would do. Close the gap between your plans and your actions. Charge the day, not quitting on command. That's your code now. When you wake up, you attack. When doubt speaks, you move anyway. When fatigue appears, you test it. When the urge to quit surfaces, you see it as a challenge, not a command. You are not here to be dragged by your feelings. You are here to lead yourself, to impose discipline on your own life, to build a future that doesn't belong to quitters. Now go prove it with what you do next.